KB Travel.
سلام كمي صنحو كبرات تخاتلت كيبي اكسترا نحجي ابستدالو مدب بزعبا كتما نيويورك بعلنا زقدحنايو فيديون تاريخ كتما نيويورك زملكتن حزنا لكم قريبنا لنا نچانلنا سبسكرايب بمغبار كسامو داتا كتكاتلونا بخبر نعدمكم كتما نيويورك ببزح سماي تقاس هنصاتاتن جنبتاتن بستعبلله مستنكر هنصاتات فلت بمخانا ከተማ ሰማይ ጠቀስ ህንጻታት ዘብል ሰጋ ከወሃባ ዝኻለት ከተማ እያ እታ ከተማ ብፍላይ ኣብ ነዊሕን ብዙሕን ህንጻታት ሃብታም ታሪኽን ምህዛው ስነ ህንጻውን ትፍለጥ ክትከውን እንከላ ከም ህንጻ ኤምፓየር ስቴትን ማእከል ንግዲ ዓለም ነበርን ዝኣመሰሉ መዋቕራት ምልክት ንግዲ ናይታ ከተማ እዮም ሎሚ ኒውዮርክ ማእከል ልምዓታዊ ንግድን ሰማይ ጠቀል ህንጻታት ኮይና ትቕጽል ከም ዘላን ከም ዋን ወርልድ ትሬድ ሴንተርን ሴንትራል ፓርክ ታወርን ዝኣመሰሉ ዘበናዊ ህንጻታት ውን ኣካል ጽባቐን ብልጽግና ናይታ ከተማ እዮም ከተማ ኒውዮርክ መብዛሕትኡ ግዜ ከመ ወቃል ወይ ትውልዲ ሰማይ ጠቀስ ህንጻታት ከም ተቆጸሩን ዝፍለጥ ክኸውን እንከሎ ከም ህንጻ ወልወርዘን ህንጻ ፋልቶርን ዝኣመሰሉ ህንጻታት ፈለምቲ ናይቲ ምስ ኣምላኽ ከም ዘማኸረ ዝግለጽ ቆመታት ህንጻታት ምዃነን ይንገር ህንጻ ኤምፓየር ስቴት ህንጻ ክነላልይሰረን እቲ መበቀላዊ ማእከል ንግዲ ዓለም ማንታ ገንብታትን ብዓለም ደረጃ ተፈላጥነት ዝረኸቡ ምልክታት ብምንባሮም ምስሊ ናይታ ከተማ ከም ሰርሑን ናይታ ከተማ መለለይ ክኾኑ ከም ዝኽኣሉውን መዛግብቲ ዝሕብሩ ኮይኖም ማእከል ንግዲ ዓለም ማእከላይ ፓርክ ታወረን ካልኦትን ጫፍ ስነ ህንጻው ዲዛይን ምህንድስናን ምዃኖምን ዝጽሓፉ ኮይኖም እቶም ህንጻታት ልዕለ ነዋሕቲ ህንጻታት ተባሂሎም ከም ዝጽውዑውን ይነገር እዩ ኒውዮርክ ብፍላይ ኣብ ሚድያታት ውን ታሕተዋይ ማንሃታን ፍሉያት እኩባ ሰማይ ጠቀስ ህንጻታት ዘለዋ ኮይና እዚ ድማ ንመልክዕን ጽባቐን ናይቲ ከባቢታት ሩይ ጽልዋ ከም ዝገብር ይግለጽ ኣብ ሕብራት መንግስታት ኣሜሪካ ዝበዝሕ ህዝቢ ዘለዋ ከተማ ኒውዮርክ ዓለም ለኻዊ ማእከል ፋይናንስ ባህሊ መራኸብቲ ብዙሓን መዘናግዒ ምዃና እውን ዝፍለጥ ኮይኑ ሓሙሽተ ከባቢታት ማንሃታን ብሩክሊን ኮንስ ብሮንክስን ስታተን ኣይላንድን ዝሓቆፈት እያ ከም ሓወልቲ ሓርነት ታይም ስኩዌርን ማእከላይ ፓርክን ዝኣመሰሉ ሓወልታትን ምልክታትን ከምኡውን ሕብረ ብዙሕ ህዝባት ትልለ ዋና ቤት ጽሕፈት ሕብራት ሃገራት ኣብ ማእከላ ዝሓቆፈት ኒውዮርክ ዓባይ ማእከል ሃገራዊ ዲፕሎማሲ እውን እያ ታሪክ ከተማ ኒውዮርክ ኣብ መጀመርታ መበል 17 ክፍለ ዘመን ብስፍራ ሆላንዳውያን ከም ኒው ኣምስተርዳም ምጅማሩ ዝፍለጥ ኮይኑ ብ1664 ኣብ ትሕቲ መግዛእቲ እንግሊዝ ኒውዮርክ ክስመን ከላ ድሒራ ድማ ከም ዓብይ ወደብን ፋይናንሳዊ ማእከልን ቅድሚ ምቋም ከም ሃገራዊ ርእሰ ከተማ ኣሜሪካ ኮይና ኣገልጊላ እያ በዚ ህዝቢ ናይታ ከተማ ኣብ ሓምለ 2024 በዚ ህዝቢ ኣብ ልዕሊ 300 ተርቢዒት ማይልስ ማለት 778.2 ተርቢዒት ኪሎሜትር ዝተዘርግሐት ከተማ እያ ኣብ ኣሜሪካ እታ ዝበዝሐ ጽዑቕ ህዝቢ ዘለዋ ዓባይ ከተማ ምዃና ዝንገረላ ከተማ ነበርታ ልዕሊ 8.34 ሚልዮን ነበርቲ ከም ዘለዋን ይግለጽ ከተማ ኒውዮርክ ሓንቲ ካብተን ብብዝሕ ህዝቢ ዘለወን ዓበይቲ ከተማታት ዓለም ምዃና እውን ዝሕበረላታ ከተማ ኣብ ውሽጣ ልዕሊ ኣማኢት ቋንቋታት ከም ዝዝረቡን ይግለጽ እዚ ሓቀዚ ኣብ ዓለምና ብሕብረ ቋንቋታት ትልለን ህዝቢ ዓለም ሓቢሩ ዝነብረላ ምዃኑ እውን ይጥቀስ እዩ ከተማ ኒውዮርክ መዳርግቲ ዘይብሉ ብዙሕነት ዘለዋ ኮይና ሕብረ ባህሊ ዝሓቆፈት ኮይና ዓለም ለኻዊ ማእከል ፋይናንስን ባህልን መዘናግዒ ምዃና እውን ዝሕበር ኮይኑ እዚ ፍሉይነት እዚ ድማ ንከተማ ኒውዮርክ ፍልይቲ ዝገብራ ሽልማት ምዃኑ መዛግብቲ ይገልጹ ከተማ ኒውዮርክ ልዕሊ 800 ቋንቋታት ዝረበላ ኮይና ኣብ ዓለም ብቋንቋታት ዝበዝሐ ቋንቋታት ዝሓዘትን ኣብ ዓለም ወይ ከዓ ኣብ ኣሜሪካ ዝለዓለ ብዙሕ ህዝቢ ዝቕመጣ ምዃኑ እውን ይነገር
So we're going to, this whole tour is going to be about it. Oh yeah, other things, you keep your hands inside. You're going to see some of these lights are going to come right over my head. Some of these light posts, stuff like that, very, very close. If you're taking pictures, try not to put your camera over the edge. And we're going to have some fun. Here we are in Times Square, but you guys already knew that. Times Square, the center of the universe. The crossroads of the world. You know, they say the astronauts in space, they say that Times Square is so bright, they can see it from space. So if you wave up right now, you see an astronaut waving back at you. Of course, not before they could explain it. If you look over here, you see this statue right here. That's George Cohan. He's sort of the reason we have the whole thing. An old vaudevillian. Oh, so please sit down. Thank you. Stay seated. Thank you. You see how close these lights get? Yeah, George M. Cohan right there was one. He's an old vaudevillian. Started the theater district in this area. Now, Times Square used to be called Long Acre Square. Can anybody guess why it was called Long Acre Square? That's right, because it was an acre long. New York City is famous for anything very, very simplistic. It became Times Square when the New York Times moved into that building right there, one time in there. Back in 1976. Now, of course, that's only one Times Square before we dropped the New Year's Eve ball. Now, you can notice there's something lacking up there. There's no ball. That's because they're building the first new ball. So 2026 is going to have the first New Year's ball. Quite some time. Now, the ball, the original, the ball that was before, probably similar to 12,000 pounds. 12 feet long, 12 feet big. It's got 2,700 Waterford crystals and LED lights. It's super gigantic. Now you see that big tall building right there? How many people do you think live in that thing? Middle of New York City? Zero. Nobody lives in that building because who the heck would want to come up inside to this? That building is empty. It makes all of its money off of that one billboard. That one billboard pulls in over more than $20 million a year. You see all these street performers out here? Have you guys seen them? Stay away from them. None of them are licensed. You see them? They all look a little shady. They're not like real Spider-Man, like Spider-Guy. The Ridiculous Hulk. Gelmo. They all have their heads out. I do like King Kong though. He's kind of cool. Now on New Year's Eve, you know, they throw out all that confetti. You see the New Year's Eve pictures when they throw, or the videos they throw out all the confetti. There's a place you can go online and write your wish on a piece of confetti. So all of that confetti, 6,000 pounds, is thrown out. Every single one of them has a person's wish on it. So if you're out here during the New Year's Eve ball drop, you pick up the Yeah, there it is right there. That's the original marquee of the Paramount Theater, very famous theater. New York Times is ever changing, kind of like Madonna's face. Always a lot going on here. Now the New Year's Eve ball, it's up there. It occupies the top 4 floors of one Times Square. That's how big it is. The people who run the New Year's Eve party, who do the festivities, they're really, really good at what they do. Very, very surgical. They only drop the ball once a year. Is this thing on? We're just getting warmed up, folks. That's always interesting. we are picking up more people here, so if you're sitting in a solo seat, you will most likely have someone sitting next to you to make a friend. So if anybody wants to move to sit next to a loved one, they can right now. So forever hold your seat. If you're ever down here in Times Square and you get hungry, walk out of Times Square. Go to like 10th Avenue or 9th Avenue or 3rd Avenue or 4th and just get out of the center. Because that's where like the good restaurants are, the cheaper restaurants, the not so touristy, no restaurants, no gardens, that. It's true and authentic. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Sit wherever you like. Got headphones for you. Just plug in the channel. Everybody's making friends here. And everybody better be good. I feel sorry for Jesus having to watch over this part of you. The stuff he sees from up here. Oh my goodness. Now, George Cohan, the guy I was pointed out to you, the statue in the middle of Times Square, he started the whole theater district here. Hello, welcome. Sit wherever you like. But he lived in the Knickerbocker Hotel, which is right up here on 42nd Street. Welcome, guys. Thank you, sir. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. Of the tour, but I'm going to tell you a little story. I have a little conspiracy theory about the Knickerbocker Hotel. You can tell me what you think. So the Knickerbocker Hotel was apparently, supposedly, we're almost 100% sure it's where the martini was invented. The martini, a drink with no ice. Martinis are made with 0 ice. All right? Stick with me. John Jacob Astor, who built the Knickerbocker Hotel, would later die in the sinking of the Titanic, which was sunk by, yeah, maybe the ice got its revenge. How dare you make a drink without me? I got some more conspiracy theories coming up later. We're going to pass this back now. The Knickerbocker in the playoffs. Basketball team by the name of the Nets. I can't promise the jokes get better, but the views do. We've got this art installation over here, Antlers for Everyone. Everybody take a look to the left up here. This sculpture is pretty awesome. In most of these buildings, there's a lot of details like that. Little gargoyles and devils and stuff like that. They were built to keep evil spirits away. Back when they believed more of those, that kind of thing. Not saying that those don't exist now. This is Bryant Park. Bryant Park was originally called Reservoir Square. Bryant Park is a great camping spot for people to tell us during the winter they've got a ice skating rink here. If you bring your own skates, you can ski. They have a Christmas village here. Bryant Park is famous for something that's really interesting. It was the first place in the country with free outdoor Wi-Fi. That was back in 1814. Okay, just seeing if you guys are awake. Everybody's all right. We're getting there. Also, the cleanest bathrooms and the safest bathrooms in this part of town. You'll thank me later. Right there. Now, this is one of my favorite buildings right here. This is the New York City Public Library. The New York City Public Library was one of the first buildings built completely out of marble here in New York City. The walls of the New York City Public Library are 12 inches thick marble, so you can you can read your books in relative ease. All the cars out here don't go crazy. Underneath the streets of this part of town, because the library is over 150 miles of shelves of books underneath it. Not even in the library. There's over 50 million books underneath it. Even more in the library. Now, here comes another one of my conspiracy theories. We have a tremendous rat problem, right? Really bad rat problem. Things all bad. Now look straight up, you can sort of see the spire of the Empire State Building. It's out there, 86 floors. Make the tallest building in the world. Building was only the taller building from one floor. Empire State Building 1. The Chrysler Building to me is now what they've done. We're about to cross. Koreatown is one of the oldest here it is right here. Great shopping. I particularly like the barbecue. Up on your right, you have the market. It's going to be residential. Now it's going to be residential. It really still looks really cool. Rambo. It's such a small building. Everyone called it a folly when it started. They were saying that it was ridiculous. Called a flat building. And up here to the left, we're going to see Madison Square Park. Madison Square Park over here. If you'll notice, Madison Square Park is in fact a square. Unlike our Madison Square Garden, which is a circle for some reason. Legend has it, Madison Square Garden was supposed to be built down there. So we put it up on 34th. The first Shake Shack ever started right here. It was a hot dog stand. Now here's the Flatiron Building. The Flatiron Building has a really funny story that just happened in 2023. They had an auction to purchase the Flatiron Building. And the man who won it won the building, the auction for $190 million, which is a steal for a Flatiron Building if you think about it. But he forgot to pay his down payment of $15 million. So he lost to his competitor for $160 million, but he was still on the hook for the $15 million. He had to pay the deposit of $15 million, lost to his competitor for $160 million. That seems a little fishy, a little shady. It's because it was. They were in cahoots together. So they ended up getting it for $175 million instead of $190 million because they knew each other and it was all a plan. I think they got away with it. Don't quote me on that, but I think they did. Flatiron Building is a bunch of really cool, interesting details on it. A lot of Masonic imagery. Things that look like batteries. Spring in New York, it's happening, folks. Now we're on 5th Avenue. This is one of the richest streets, one of the best shopping streets in the city. Now this section of New York City used to be called Ladies Mile. Now it was called that for a very interesting reason. Back in the early 1900s, Prince of Wales came here and used to visit all the kids. So all these fancy shops would pop up, like the original Tiffany's is here. So they had so much good shopping here that they had armed security. So there was always security down here. This became the first place in New York City that it was safe for women to come shop without a chaperone. It's too dangerous everywhere else in the city. So this became known as Ladies Mile. If you look straight ahead, straight down the corridor, right get out of your way. The first triumphal arches we're going to see. Let's see if I can sit down for a second. If you look straight ahead, you see that triumphal arch?